the 17th, 18th, and 19th centuries, many African black slaves were carried across the Atlantic to work on the sugar, tobacco, and cotton plantations. Once they met their destination, they were treated with horrible conditions. Black History Month. 28 days out of 365 days are dedicated to African Americans. African Americans are what we are called in the USA, the same country that enslaved us back in the day. So let's take a look and see some black history. Master would say my baby sister sure was fine. And mama, she was always crying. When Master took my baby sister by the hand, Mama said, "No, stop, Mr. Man. Don't do to my baby girl what you done to me." And then he hit her and said, "You're my property. I do what I want. You belong to me." Mama cried on bended knee. Papa was chopping wood with an axe, sweat all down his face and scars all across his back. As he said quietly, "Lord, this life I'm living shouldn't be. I don't understand nothing I see. I come from kings and queens from the motherlands, not here enslaved by another man." But he spoke it in his native tongue, because if Master had known what he was saying, he would have been hung. Joe, the Master's wife called from the big house. "Hurry up, you big nigger louse." And her friends would laugh and chuckle. "Get over here and shine this buckle." Anything to make my father's arms move. Then I heard one of them say, "I'll take him to the bedroom." And then she looked at me and said, Go home. I'll sleep with him when he get grown." This happened 9 months later in my life, and it got bigger in the belly of the Master's wife. My sister's belly grew bigger too. And Master said, "What? It's twins? Is this some nigger zoo?" "How could this be, Mary Beth? You slept with a nigger while you were still married to me? You used his daughter to keep your belly warm. I needed somebody big and strong. Now what do we do?" the Master said, confused. "Well, when they're old enough, they're gonna work for you." And I heard my sister scream. The baby was white as cream. It had a nose shaped like Master Paul. It didn't look like my sister, not at all. "You birthed a white boy, Sally Mae. Would his life be better than ours is today? Would the Master hate him like he hate me? Will he beat him to bruises you can see? Will he live in the big house with Master and his wife? Or will he be a slave all his life?" I had so many questions I needed to know. My sister, she was hurting, but she did answer me though. She plainly said, "Brother, I just don't know. I got to iron these shoes. I got to iron these ribbons. I got to wash these dishes. I got to shine these shoes and cook this food. Making sure Miss CC looks her very best. Wow, 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 wow." She smiling with Mister and greeting her guests. My sister wanted to shout and fuss about, but wasn't sure what to do. So she played it cool, 'cause she's no fool, and kept hanging them diapers up. She had no man, ain't have no plan, and didn't know what move to make. Never read, just signed her name with the X. But this is her story in all of its glory, even though it brings back a tear. I'll never forget the hard times we spent. I know, 'cause I was there. I was out in that field in the hot, hot sun. I was picking cotton. I tells you that was no fun. And just as the sweat rolled down my face, I did my best to stay in a slave's place. 'Cause if I didn't, a whooping is what we got. But I was a good slave, so I got to sleep on the cot and not on that floor with all those rats. Them rats, well, they was as large as cats. And just as I'd kneel down to pick some more cotton seeds, I thought I heard somebody shout, "Hooray! Hooray! We's free." The word free, it hit me like a brick. My heart began to pound. I yelled, "This ain't the time to get sick." And I ran around yelling, "Is it so? Can it be that the good Lord has blessed us with the gift of being free?" And I ran around spreading all of the good news. Oh, I was free and I had nothing to lose. But on that first day of freedom, I still couldn't believe I was free. So on that second day, we thank God on bended knee. On the third day of freedom, the chains came off. No more rapings, hangings, fires, and yes, I'm boss. On the fourth day of freedom, we all watched the masters cry. And on that fifth day, we lift our voices high. On the sixth day of freedom, we gathered everyone, mama, pop, my aunts, uncle, and me. We all started singing and ended with "We's free." On the seventh day of freedom, we sat quiet and prayed. And on that eighth day, we sure enough partied and played. On the ninth day of freedom, we had us a great big old feast. Are you going off with your sister or going with your brother to the east? On the 10th day of freedom, we wondered what's to come. 'Cause on that 11th day, they gathered everyone. 'Cause on that 12th day, my freedom began. So how do I begin to thank you for all you've done? You survived for your daughters and your sons. You've been through unspeakable acts. It's written in the history books, and that's a fact. Were you a fighting slave, or were you meek? What tribe are you from? What language did you speak? Were you brought here by boat? with chains around your ankles and chains around your throat. Thrown on a ship together, stuffed like a can of sardines. Salt poured in your womb. They said it to keep it clean. Auctioned off like some type of object. Your skin, your teeth, and your strength was checked. Were you a young buck? Or you were sold for show? Or maybe you were a middle-aged woman, bought just to scrub the floor? Were iron collars used around your neck to keep you in order? Did you go days and days without a sip of water? Did you lie there thinking of your next escape while being tortured and raped? Were you so light that you could pass for white, but they knew you were black, so they would say, get this, get that, fetch my coat, bring me my hat, you're still a nigger. Black is black, get back. So it doesn't matter what type of slave you were to survive, and because of your strength, I am alive. And this Larry Tubman, thank you to all my ancestors for letting me be me. And I must be the best that I can be, so that the future generation can write a letter about me.